AITA for using my girl's experience eat her mother in an argument about my ex? TLDR. This girl called me manipulative because I used her experience of how her equation with her mother is difficult to talk about in an argument about my ex-girlfriend. I have been seeing this girl for about 2 months now. We are not in a relationship. It has really been a great 2-month journey up till now with lots of emotional growth for me. We are both polyamorous. Here's what happened. A few days ago, we were talking about the feelings of jealousy and insecurity pertaining to romantic spaces. This conversation led us to talk about future possibilities of such feelings arising and how best to deal with it through open communication. The conversation soon moved to discussing will we also be jealous if we began seeing our exes. I communicated to her I probably did not want to date any ex, but I wanted to keep open the possibilities of physical intimacy. She was a bit taken aback by it. I tried telling her that I really appreciate all my exes and do not want to cut off any of them. We put a pin on that conversation and decided we'll talk about it and deal with it later. Then, yesterday, I was at her house. We had a pretty good night of being silly and doing romantic things like making out in cozy, warm lighting, her taking care of me because of my cold, and me bringing flowers for her. Towards the end of the night, she asked me about a particular ex of mine, and I told her our entire history in detail. This particular ex and I have had a pretty messy and toxic relationship. Even though we broke up 5 years ago, we were still hooking up once every few months/years until I met this girl. When I told her these details, she was a bit taken aback. I was too sleepy, and I ended up falling asleep, and we couldn't complete this conversation. The entire morning I noticed her energy to be entirely different. At breakfast I asked her about this, and she told me that she was feeling like I was not transparent about my past, and I did not communicate that I was still stuck in the toxicity loop with my ex. I told her that there is some shame/embarrassment attached to conversations surrounding my ex-GF, and we had never discussed it in detail, and hence I never disclosed it. Then she told me she had decided to withdraw from our space and not get too attached if this was the case. I told her that if it was a non-negotiable, I will do everything I can to compromise or anything that she needs me to do. She said that perhaps it's not about what I can do to help her be okay with this. It's just the emotional chaos that she fears she'll have to deal with because of the situation of my ex. Then she told me she will have to reflect on this with someone else and can only then tell me if there's anything I can do. After that conversation, I started feeling very hurt and upset about the fact that she decided to withdraw from the space without giving me the chance to put effort into repairing whatever it was that was the issue. I told her that I am upset and don't feel like talking to her. I dropped her home and texted her the same thing of how I was feeling really upset. She told me that she was finding it hard to empathize with me because I was the one who hadn't been transparent. I told her that I was really not trying to be dishonest. It was a difficult conversation for me to have. I then told her that it had some parallels with how she couldn't bring herself to talk about her mother with me. And I said like that space is to her, this space was to me. When I said this, she said that I was being attacking and manipulative and trying to use her experience. She said it was very insensitive and unfair. I apologized, but I can't see how I was being manipulative. In my mind, I was just trying to use a relatable fact to make my point. Since then, she's asked me for space and has not responded. What should I do?